Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachakwadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well. Peace and salutations unto all the Akim, brothers preaching his word in truth and in sincerity across the four corners of the earth. And shalom unto the hopeful elect, you sincere believers scattered wherever you may be. All right, this is Brother Yaquab from the Gary branch of Great Millstone, coming to you with a little exhortation. Not too sure what this one's going to be titled just yet, but was inspired off a little reading I was doing. As you see on the screen, the book of Sirach 14 in the Good News translation today, as well as, the elder, one of the elders giving a testimony on, basically on his walk and also some words of encouragement from the elders that basically hit home, man, and it was all tied in through the spirit. So I just wanted to throw some on wax, going into this, as well as essentially just thanking the Lord for the small things, the little things, our daily blessings. Sometimes we overlook or we get too caught up in our everyday matters, right? Our everyday bullshit that we may be going through. But sometimes truly we have to look back and just thank the Lord, thank the Lord, and also do things that are well pleasing unto you as well. As the scriptures say, let's open up with that actually. Bear with me. What I want to get? Salakia. Yeah, this is it. Ecclesiastes 16 or 7 and 16. It says, "Be not righteous over much, neither make thyself over wise. Why shouldest thou destroy thyself? Be not over much wicked, neither be thou foolish. Why shouldest thou die before thy time? Yes, it is good that thou shouldest take hold of this. Yea, also from this withdraw not thine hand. For he that feareth the Most High shall come forth of them all." So a man of the Lord is going to recognize both and pray for balance. All right, pray to be in good balance within this walk, because we're not monks, man. We're in this flesh as well. We have to feed the flesh a little bit, but not on a wicked tip. You know what I mean? But, letting your hair loose, letting your hair flow, so to speak. Not just being a robot, if that makes sense. But again, winding down, partaking in your hobbies, things of that sort, man, because you don't want to overwork or overexert yourself. As we know that this truth is like a marathon, man. We're to pace ourselves in this thing. You eat too much honey, then you're going to, vomit it all up. You're going to spit it back up, right? Or you'll go too fast and you'll burn yourself out. The race is not given unto the swift. Okay. And what it say, there come weariness of mind with many books, very loosely paraphrasing. And the study, let me just grab it because I'm also butchering that as well. This is Ecclesiastes 12 and 12. It says, "And further by these, my son, be admonished, of making many books there is no end, and much study is weariness of the flesh," or is a weariness of the flesh. All right, so we have to pace ourselves, man. And stick to the script. stick to the scriptures as well, right? Because you're going into all these different other books, you could get confused, especially being newer in this faith, right? Newer in the truth. Now, it's good for references and of that sort, but hey, we always revert back to the scriptures and always, making sure that these different articles or these different books, whatever the case may be, lines back with the scriptures, man. Because at the end of the day, the scriptures is above all, right? The prophecies, the Holy Bible, the history within the Holy Bible, all right? That's the truth. The word is truth, you see? But without further ado, let's jump into the book of Sirach, chapter 14 and verse 11. In the GNT, it says, "My child, treat yourself as well as you can and bring worthy offerings to the Lord." All right? So that's the thing as well. Ensuring that we're teaching and preaching the correct doctrine, all right, and sending up worthy offerings to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, right? Your sacrifices, and even us for ourselves, all right? We have to be, that we want to be that acceptable sacrifice in the eyes of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. All right, our conduct has to line up with the description of a man of the Lord, so we can't be moving out here in the world any old way or like a nigga, bro, And with that being said, we treat ourselves and move accordingly, move as royalty, all right, move with the respect, all right, decency, Lord willing, we be those men. But also treating ourselves as well, right? You could go get a massage, go clean yourself up for a haircut, right? Go for walks, go for jogs, runs by the, walks by the beach. Go walk your dog around the block to clear the mental, because this truth, man, it is our life, And speaking first and foremost to myself, because it's a cut to me. All right, we could be doing more things for our mental, our spirits, This body that we're in is a vessel the Lord blessed us to be in, all right, and is very capable. But these devices Esau puts in front of us, the food, the water, the air, is meant to hinder us. However, the Lord set things up in place so that we can better ourselves, We got to take advantage of them, all right? Or change your scenery up a little bit. Go experience, because experience brings forth the wisdom. So it all ties in, man. But it says, remember that death is coming for you someday, and you haven't been told when that will be. All right, because everybody, that's the sentence over all flesh. While we know within this life, there's going to be some men that don't perish, that are going to be translated. Lord willing, hey, we be some of those men. But remember, hey, life isn't promised, right? The Lord could take our spirits like that. All right, so be grateful, cherish. It says, before that day comes, be kind to your friends. Be as generous as you can, right? The Lord loves a cheerful giver. It says, don't deny yourself a single day's happiness. All right, because sometimes we can do that too, man. Like we get it. We understand that we're going to be suffering in this truth. That's what the truth is. That's what we're a part of. However, scriptures say also, don't give your mind over unto heaviness. Because sometimes it don't even be Satan, it be us overthinking, putting ourselves in a wrong headspace when we really don't be needing to. All right, just have faith in Yahweh Bashem Yahushai and know that he's going to make do on your prayer. All right, he hears you. We got to have faith in that. All right, and giving our cares up unto Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. All right, because sometimes we'll drain the happiness, or we'll, you know what I'm saying, we'll get out of pocket, let somebody bother us, you know, especially me myself being on the road, you know, somebody cuts you off. As simple as that, hey, just, we don't have to react as much as we do. All right, easier said than done, you know, but it's something we all could work on, especially me, myself, first and foremost. I'm guilty of it. But don't let the little things deny your happiness. All right. Still remember, you got Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. These people out here don't. You don't got no hope. But it says, if there is something you want to do and it is lawful, go ahead. All right. Going back to the point I was making, man, like if, we strive lawfully, of course, and we have grace in Yahushai, right? So if it's lawful, you can go ahead and do that thing. Don't make it. Now, I have balance as well, because we can't overstrain, if that's the word I'm looking for. Basically partake into something to where now it's becoming an idol, or it's becoming too much. Now it's taking up too much of your time. You know, we always have to acknowledge Yahweh Bashem Yahushai and put this ministry first. Right? Put Yahweh Bashem Yahushai first. All these things shall be added on to us. But if it's lawful, hey, go ahead. You know, you can go out for a drink at the bar, kick it with Akim. All right? Put on some tunes. Play your game. Go play ball. Go to the gym. Go weightlift. You know, go swim. Right? Whatever brothers is into, you know. You don't got to be behind a desk 18 hours out the day, right? Or cramming videos down your throat. You know, it's a balance, all right? Or reading for 4 hours on end. You know, there's some extremes. But just to paint the picture, man. But it says, verse 15, someday all that you have worked for will be divided up and given to others. So be generous, but also be willing to receive from others. And that's that's vital as well, because we can't, sometimes our brothers want to be humble and, you know, not accept help or different gifts or whatever. Hey, accept that gift, man. You don't want to block that brother's blessing. Because charity, right, is covers a multitude of sins. So be generous as well as be willing to receive, as it says. It says, enjoy yourself, for you will not find any pleasures in the world of the dead. In the world of the dead. Yeah, man, so you don't got to be in that woe is me spirit, or that, you know what I'm saying, overzealous, over righteous spirit. Right? What's the word I'm looking for, though? Holier than thou. That holier than thou persona. Nah, you got to dead that shit. Because that's what the world teaches. You know? It's what the Christian church, some of them embody, you know? Well, they have no understanding of the truth. It says the human body wears out like a piece of clothing. The ancient law decrees that we must die. But yeah, that was basically the point, man. Just going into that a little bit. So let's go to what I have here. Philippians, yep. But let's go to I'll say James. Let's go to Ecclesiastes 9 first. It says, Ecclesiastes 9:3. It says, this is an evil among all things that are done under the earth. Well, I'll start at 3. It says, this is an evil among all things that are done under the earth, that there is one event unto all. Yea, also the heart of the sons of men is full of evil, and madness is in their heart while they live, and after that they go to the dead. All right, and that's where all spirits go back unto the Heavenly Father who gave it. All right, as it tells us in the book of Job as well, how they all dwell there. But it says, for to him that is joined to all the living, there is hope. For a living dog is better than a dead lion. All right. So it says in the NLT, there's hope only for the living. As they say, it's better to be a live dog than a dead lion. All right. And he's a power of the living. All right. And the true living ones, or living in spirit, are the elect, which we hope to be. And the ones that are with this knowledge, with this truth, that were quickened via the Holy Spirit, right? Because that's the thing. While it is the sentence over all flesh, you see, the people in the world, that's all they know and that's all they care about. You see, while for us, we enjoy, the different pleasures in life. However, we know this isn't the end all be all, and we're not attached, or we don't love this world. All right, well, we use it, but not abusing it. You see, and we have hope that we be delivered from Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. We know what's to come. But these other people, they're just living their regular lives, all right, not acknowledging or having any type of reverence for Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. So they really don't have any hope. That's why they revert to these different drugs, different wild parties, right? There are different lusts. Whatever the case is, because they're trying to mask the emptiness, man, that the flesh wants to fulfill, but it can never really fulfill. But it says, Ecclesiastes 9:5, for the living know that they shall die, but the dead know not anything. Neither have they any more reward, for the memory of them is forgotten. Yeah, so that's the thing. We know that we're going to perish, all right? However, we're living for something, or existing for something, because we're not truly living here in this kingdom under Esau, Edom. All right, but we're living for Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua and trying to serve him, you see. But the dead, like it says in the NLT, the dead know nothing. All right, they're dead from the neck up. They're not, they're them dry bones, right? What it says, Ecclesiastes 9:6, also their love and their hatred and their envy is now perished. Neither have they any more a portion forever in anything that is done under the sun. And when's that? When they go down to the grave, right? It says, go thy way, eat thy bread with joy, and drink thy wine with a merry heart. For the Most High now accepteth thy works. Okay, let thy garments be always white, and let thy head lack no ointment. That's spiritually speaking, right? Having the whole armor, right? Being clothed or made white, being made pure, or via the word, right? Cleansed by the word. Okay. And putting on that new man. And let thy head lack no ointment. All right. Again, with with that word. All right, with that oil from Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. And in this, it could be, the scriptures is double fold, because in the NLT it says, wear fine clothes with a splash of cologne. And even in that, you could take pleasure in that. I'm a brother that And hey, the water Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. For the brother Shamaria, that brother right there, he put me on to my little hobby of fragrances, you know? Because what Jake don't like smelling good? All right, even with that, you find love within that, because the Lord is far out, man. The Lord created all these things, all right? And it's a pleasure to the pure, all things are pure. So to us, man, it's like, damn, you know, the Lord's cold with his creation. Hey, rapping with a brother Taz. We're speaking of how this earth, even different parts of America, man, are just beautiful, far out, like beyond words can describe. So we could imagine how the kingdom of heaven is going to be. You know, just seeing how the earth is, how beautiful it is. And how Esau, man, how he has the choice parts of the earth. You know, how's his blessing, the dwelling, the fatness of the earth. But it's the Lord that created these things, man, for the elect, for that elect nation. And all that's going to be ours very soon. But it says, that's basically the point there. All right. I read the NLT, Ecclesiastes 9:7. So go ahead, eat your food with joy and drink your wine with a happy heart, for the Most High approves of this. All right. You know, ain't nothing like a feasting with the Akim, you know what I'm saying? Having a little bit of yayan, rapping about Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, you know, speaking of our hope. You know, it's the little things again. I'll probably do it in my spare time, but could look up to ChatGPT. I did it on the Google search, but enjoy the little things. You could put Bible verse in there, and it'll give you a plethora of scriptures related unto that. You know, but I may ask ChatGPT and see what he gives me, or see what that gives me, I should say. But let's go to. We'll close with this. I've been rambling for a little bit too much. A little bit too long, Salaki. But this is Philippians 4:6. All right, point being in 6 and 7. All right, it says, and I'll read this in the NLT, actually. Philippians 4:6 in the NLT. Don't worry about anything. Instead, pray about everything. Tell the Most High what you need and thank him for all he has done. All right, not only within in this life, but our past lives as well. Because, you know, the Lord daily loadeth us with benefits. So think, he had to have blessed us in the past as well. Right? With that too, man. Don't worry about anything. Instead, pray about everything. Let the Lord handle it. All right? Or come to the Lord, you know, humble, that meek spirit, and tell him what's going on. Tell him what you need. And also thank him as well for all that he has done. Again, as the elders are going into, even the little things, man. The little things are major. And sometimes he'll pinpoint out, the Lord will pinpoint out something or give you a sign in the midst of others, or in a company of others, or you're watching, you know what I'm saying, a show. And he'll make it to where you recognize that it is a sign. You know, it'd be like the Lord speaking directly to you. And you can receive it. Shows that the Lord is dealing with you. That the Lord loves you. And that he's hearing, man. That's beautiful. But in verse 7, Philippians 4:7 NLT, it says, then you will experience the Most High's peace, which exceeds anything we can understand. Man. It says, his peace will guard your hearts and minds as you live in Hamashiach Yahawashi. And that's the key, man. We have to live in Yahawashi Hamashiach. All right. And continually endure and thank him in everything that we do. Or thank him for everything that he has done. All right. Even when we're not in the word, or we're at work, or you're in a car, you're with your rib, right? You're with your little shadig, your little yeah. Whatever the case may be, you're out in your everyday life. Hey, acknowledge Yahweh B'Shem Yahawashi and thank him. Even, we praying in our cars, praying in your head at work, things of that nature, man. And the Lord, what it says, peace will guard your hearts and minds as you live in Hamashiach Yahawashi. But that's it. All right, Lord willing, this was edifying and exhorting unto you. It's like I was rambling a little bit. With that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahawashi, Bahashem Ruach HaKodesh. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Shalom, Wa, Kwam Yasharala, Wa, Abad Babal. Soon.